Welcome to English online classes. So today, as per the demand of the students, I have to start this very wonderful poem composed by William Blake. The name of the poem is The Divine Image. So those who are online, please quickly acknowledge me so that I can start up with this poem, The Divine Image. जो online है, show me a thumbs up or say yes sir. Just type it in a chat box and write yes sir so that I can start up with this poem. So the title of the poem is The Divine Image. Divine means God, the controller and the creator as well as the destroyer of the earth. So here the divine means good evening man. Divine here means God. So through this poem, William Blake has shown an image of God, a divine, that who actually is God and what are the characteristics of the divine. It's a very wonderful poem and even a very spiritual poem. This poem shows a connectivity of a human being with God. So let's start up. First, let's discuss about this poem, that what this poem consists of. The Divine Image by William Blake. The summary goes like this: mercy, pity, peace, and love are the essential qualities of God. Essential means very important qualities of God. God has especially these four qualities. Mercy, mercy मतलब किसी पर रहम करना. To forgive the sins of human beings. Pity means पछतावा होना. Peace means shanti. And love, you people know. So God has these four important qualities. The first one is mercy, second one is peace, pity, third one is peace, and the fourth one is love. So these four qualities are the essential qualities of the divine God. We pray God to these qualities when we are in distress. मतलब कि जब भी हम लोग परेशानी में होते हैं, whenever we are in difficult times, whenever we are in hardships, then we pray to God, and especially we demand God these four qualities which God possesses. The first one is mercy, second is pity, third is peace, and the fourth is love. Now mercy has a kind human heart. Means a person, mercy वो ही दिखा सकता है जिसके पास kind heart हो. Mercy can only be shown by that person who has a kind heart. Pity has a human face. पछतावा इंसान के चेहरे पे नज़र आता है when he suffers a lot. Love is the human form and peace is the human dress. So these four qualities which the God possess, we human beings demand when we are depressed. Where mercy, pity, peace and love live, God too lives there. तो इस पोएम का ये हाईलाइट है point. The poet wants to highlight this point that when a person shows mercy, when a person shows sense of mercy, when a person shows pity, peace and love, ये चार qualities जब इंसान के अंदर आ जाती हैं तो it means the God exists in the heart of that person. इतना समझ में आया? Yes or no? Please reply. Have you understood this much? This is only a brief synopsis, a beginning and introduction of the poem. Is Dhruti online? Dhruti, if you are online, please acknowledge me quickly. Man Saxena, please acknowledge me. So I was telling you the same thing. When a person has mercy, pity, peace and love live together, then God lives with that person. William Blake in this poem has tried to adduce an idea. Adduce means to introduce an idea that God is essence of all virtues. A man who possesses the divine virtues is no less than God. तो विलियम ब्लेक ये बता रहे हैं इस पोएम के थ्रू कि if any person possesses these four qualities, he possesses God in his heart. A man who possesses the divine virtues is no less than God. जिस इंसान के अंदर ये चार क्वालिटीज़ होंगी, मर्सी, पिटी, पीस एंड लव, वो इंसान खुदा के बराबर है. That person is equivalent to God. God's abode is not the heaven, says Blake. He dwells within our heart. हम लोग को बचपन से ही बताया जाता है, यही सिखाया जाता है कि God lives where? God lives in heaven. But according to William Blake, God's abode is not the heaven. God's home is not in the heaven. Where God stays? God stays in our hearts. हमारे दिलों में रहते हैं. And if a man shows the qualities of mercy, pity, peace and love, these qualities are the qualities of God too. It follows that man has a divine character, and with these virtues man can become an avatar of God. So that is what the conclusion is. William Blake tries to highlight through this poem that if a person shows these four qualities, it means that person is equivalent to God, and God resides in the hearts of these people, those who possess these four qualities. Again, I am repeating: mercy, pity, peace and love. Blake's The Divine Image celebrates the traditional Christian virtues of mercy, pity, peace and love. Man also possesses these virtues, but they fail to realize it. In fact, they are oblivious to the qualities which they are inside them. A man can rise up to the level of God if he realizes the inherent qualities in him. In this regard, a poem adopts a didactic tone. It is a sermon in verse. It is extremely simple, but simplicity deepens once the reader deviates his thoughts towards the philosophical suggestions of the poem. So that is what William Blake wants to tell us through this poem. That is why the title of the poem justifies the divine image. He wants to tell us, to the readers, that we all have these four qualities: mercy, pity, peace and love. But we are bound to live in the materialistic world. We are bound to live in our own thoughts. We are bound to live by the dominance of the society. That is why most of the people could not even explore these hidden qualities which they possess. A man can rise up to the level of God if he realizes an inherent qualities in him. And William Blake is justifying this point that a person can achieve the level of divinity if he realizes and explores these four qualities in him. In this regard, a poem adopts a didactic tone. It is a sermon in verse. Sermon है. Sermon means preaching. It is extremely simple, but simplicity deepens. So this is a kind of a spiritual as well as philosophical poem. It has a very deep meaning. Okay, and this poem revolves around these four qualities that are mercy, pity, peace and love. इतना अगर आप लोगों को समझ में आया तो प्लीज़ एक्नॉलेज मी बाय टाइपिंग इट इन द चैट बॉक्स, showing me a thumbs up, or you can write yes sir. Please acknowledge me so that I can continue. The divine image personifies God in human terms. God is no one but the apotheosis of the human ideals and desire. So according to the poet, God does not have any physical appearance. God is no one, but God is himself these four qualities which are inculcated in the minds of the people. Whoever or even the God we have conceptualized doesn't much matter. What matters to us is the concept of God made up of the good that we all need and desire. Every person has positivity and every person has negativity as well. But through this poem, William Blake wants us to explore the positivity inside us and to practice that positivity in our practical lives. When we are in distress, when we are in need of help, sympathy, support or encouragement, we desire for a perfect being who can give them all. Now when a human being is in distress means in a problem, or when a human being needs help, or when a human being desires sympathy, or he wants support or encouragement, then he needs someone who is perfect and who can give them all. And we all know that who is perfect? God is the only perfect image in this world. It is then that we imagine and make God, the psychologically real imagery being, a symbol of love, prosperity, strength, wisdom, a curer of maladies and reliever of pain. जब इंसान डिफ़िकल्ट टाइम्स में होता है तो he creates an image in his mind, and that is a psychologically real imaginary being, a symbol of love, prosperity, strength and wisdom. So he creates an image in his mind and he names that image God, who is the reliever of all the pains. That is what we find in the underlying pattern of all the mythologies of the world, including the myth of Bible, the Vedas, the Quran and all the other myths of the world. The poem is a simple statement about the way human beings make their gods, apparently different but actually embodying the same human dreams and desire. तो हर एक रिलीजन में, चाहे वो हिंदुज़म हो, क्रिश्चियनिटी हो, इस्लाम हो, सिखिज़म हो, any religion of the world has different image of the God, but what we ultimately say at the end of the day is God is one. So whenever the people belonging to different religions face any kind of a difficulty, any struggle, any ferocious moments in their lives, they just create an imaginary image and they name them God. So according to this poem, God doesn't have a physical appearance. God actually does not exist. It only exists in the minds of the people with those four qualities which we have discussed: mercy, peace, love and pity. This poem is a simple statement about the way human beings make their gods, apparently different but actually embodying the same human dreams and desires. The four personified figures of mercy, pity, peace, and love are virtues of delight for us to get relief from distress. Living in the world of imperfections, human beings create them, especially in the moments of distress. So what the poet wants to highlight one important thing, that when a person is in distress, when a person is in bad times, when a person struggles, when a person faces difficulty, then only he remembers God. It's a human nature, it's a psychological nature of a human being. When we are in trouble, then only we remember God. Otherwise, whenever we are facing a happy moment, whenever we are happy, whenever we are satisfied, comfortable in our own lives, then we never ever remember God. That is a wrong thing. The present poem is in ballad like stanzas of 4 lines each. The sing-song quality of the verses reinforces the calmness of the speaker's emotion. There is also the seriousness in the theorizing of the idea, though it is done in so simple words that make us miss its seriousness. The trochaic meter has given the lines the lifting rhythm and movement like in most of the Innocence poem. The trochaic meter is suitable for poems of happy mood and in describing children's like merry words. The lines are alternatively tetrameter and trimeter. So ये जो words हैं ये आप लोग को अभी याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, tetrameter and trimeter and all that. ये पोएम की rhyming scheme होती है. This is not the part of your syllabus. जितना मैं आप लोगों को बता रहा हूँ, you just need to pay attention on that only. So how many of you have understood? I hope कि जितना भी बताया हो समझ में आ गया हो. The next thing is The Divine Image is a short lyric by the English romantic poet William Blake. He was born in 1757 and died in 1827. As its title implies, the poem suggests that the image of God is reflected in human beings. Not simply in Christian human beings, but rather in all the human beings. Okay, so main poem का gist जो है, main poem का central idea, theme ये है कि God does not exist. He only exists inside the hearts of the human beings. The poem opens by stressing, in the first 2 lines, a major theme of the work. All people, when distressed, seek help from such divine qualities. अब यहाँ पर poem, जैसा कि मैंने आप लोग को बताया, विलियम ब्लेक ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि when the people are in trouble, then only they remember God. Otherwise they don't. And such divine qualities are 4: mercy, pity, peace, and love. When afflicted by sorrow of any kind, people tend to express their thanks for the positive qualities in their lives, which they tend to associate with God. Now, when the people are happy, when the people are satisfied, when the people are enjoyable at every point of the life, then what they do, they thank God. And the opposite thing happens when they face any difficulty, when they are struggling. Okay, when they struggle, they do what? They seek help from the God. The opening stanza implies a kind of harmonious reciprocity in which God gives us the mercy, peace, pity, peace, and love we seek, while we in turn return our thanks as the gift. So God in the troubled time gives what? mercy, pity, peace, and love to the human beings, and human beings in return give thanks to God. The opening stanza, like the rest of the poem, is written in a simple, clear, accessible style Blake often used in the lyrics, especially those contained in the Song of Innocence and Experience. His more epic poems, by contrast, are often highly arcane and confusing. Poems such as The Divine Image, however, are often childlike in their phrasing. They implicitly reminds us that we are the children in God's eyes, and so the poem speaks in lucid, uncomplicated ways that almost anyone can understand. In this poem, the lines are relatively short, consisting of alternating 8 and 6 syllables, and the refrain also gives us the poem the effect of simplicity and accessibility. The speaker addresses the reader without pomp or self-important pretension, and the poem's rhythms are almost completely iambic. Okay, ये सब पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. This is only the thing which is not necessary, and it is not the part of your syllabus. The second stanza builds on the first by suggesting the essential unity between man and God. We are created in God's image, and thus in our best qualities. We quite literally embody God, just as God himself in the personification, and every essence and source of mercy, pity, peace, and love. So God is nothing. According to William Blake, God is nothing. God is only the mixture of the blend of mercy, peace, pity, and love. If the person possesses these four qualities, mercy, pity, peace, and love, in them, that person is equivalent to God. Even the words Blake associates with God are clear, simple, short, and straightforward, not long or elaborate. Imagine how different the poem would sound if the speaker had tried to define God as clemency, benevolence, emission, and affection. Only in the third stanza does the order of the listening change, as the speaker discusses each trait separately and in greater detail. Now, however, each noun associated with God is paired 4 times in succession in human verse. This is a very simple and short poem. I hope you people have understood the central idea, the theme. Those who are online, please acknowledge me. Dhruti, if you are online, please acknowledge me. If you have any doubt, please ask. I'm giving you time, quickly. What have you not understood, Man? Please tell. Please clear your doubts. Okay, you have understood. Any question? Man, tell me one thing. Is this poem in your syllabus? The Divine Image. ये तुम्हारे इंग्लिश में है? Okay. Just note down the important points that I'm going to dictate. First point you note down: poet in this poem has highlighted the four qualities: mercy, pity, peace, and love. This will be point number one. These are the important points. These are key points which you can use while writing the answer if the question comes from this poem. The poet through this poem has highlighted four qualities: mercy, pity, peace, and love. Second point, according to poet, there is no physical form of God. According to poet, there is no physical form of God. God only lives in the heart of those people who have these four qualities. God lives in the heart of those people who have these four qualities. Third point, people in difficult times ask help from God. People in difficult times ask help from God and demand these four qualities. Next point, when people are happy and satisfied, they thank to God. Next point, people who have these four qualities are equivalent to God. People who have these four qualities are equivalent to God. Written? Yes or no? Man Saxena, have you written? Okay, good. Now, if you find any problem, any difficulty, if you have any query, you can ask me through Wisdom Group. Okay? Till then, take care. Goodbye and God bless you. And thank you so much. And please do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. Goodbye. God bless you.